I started sculpting with wood carving. Now the cool thing about wood carving is that it's free. So what you would do is you would grab yourself a block of wood from somebody who's chopping down a tree. So this is the free part. Then you can go ahead and you make your sculpture from that wood. Now what's nice about that is that you get the most amazing forms and structures in the wood that you have now got. What you're looking for mostly is a knot where like branches are coming out of the tree. So you got a nice little chunk of wood and you can work with that. The big thing there is that you also want to have the wood seasoned. So you're gonna have to let the wood dry out a bit and then work on it. Hopefully there's not too much cracks in the wood. So that is the way that I started doing woodworking. The only real expense that you then have is in the chisels. Now chisels are not that expensive. Now bronze sculptures, there's a huge process after you're actually making the sculpture. So you start out with your clay, you make the clay, you make a mold, you cast the mold in, or you make a casting from the mold in wax. That wax then you take and you make another mold on that in ceramics. Heat the ceramics up, the wax melts out, and you pour the bronze into that. That's a huge process. Now that huge process is expensive. So the end result of that is that your sculpture is expensive and you have to get your sculpture then sold at a very much higher price. This is why bronze sculpting is so expensive when you want to buy it. Now, you can make sculptures cheaper. The way that you would do this is to actually carve it out of wood. You only get one sculpture at the end of it. Once you're done, you're done. You don't have to go through this whole casting and molding and all this type of process. There are several other ways of making cheap sculpture as well, not just the wood way. One of them also is to go ahead and make clay sculptures that you fire in a kiln. So this is basically pottery that you're doing. What you're interested in doing is to find out how to do pottery. Now, having said that it's easier, you also have to remember that it's pottery. Pottery has a way of bursting in a kiln when you don't do it right, which means all your effort is now wasted. Well done with that one. You're trying to get your sculptures to adhere to the pottery standards, if you will. For that, you need to become a ceramicist. Now, so there's some techniques that you need to learn about this, but once you got that down, you can make sculptures and you can make pottery, which is a pretty cool skill to have. This is what I did. I went ahead, did some wood carvings, then got onto the clay and the pottery clay, working with basically pottery and ceramics, and then you can make cheap sculptures. Now there are other ways as well. I've been looking into that the past couple of years, which is more the fabrication. What you do with fabrication is to actually go ahead and to break things down, or to make things out of other things. So similar to the technique with clay, but now you're actually using wood, you're using found objects, and that is the techniques that you would use to build yourself a fabricated sculpture. Now, I'm sure that there are more ways that I've not mentioned here. I would like to know from you guys, what is your favorite way of making sculptures? Let me know so that I can learn, because I don't know everything. In fact, I know very little amount of things. So tell me about that in the comments. If you're interested in what I do, other than just talking to a camera while we have the amazing mountain in the background, is to say, is to make YouTube videos. So I've got a SA Maker, which is me building things, and then I have Making SA, which is a channel where I was dedicated to showing you guys more artists and different skills and all those type of things. So check that out. And then the last one is Traveling SA, in which I take some trips around Cape Town and show you guys how cool Cape Town can be. Because I don't know if you've seen, but that is pretty cool. Awesomeness. Hope to see you guys around. Bye.